Welcome to PRAJNA SPARKS special series, 59 Days of Healing, where we explore one maxim from the Tibetan Lojong text, 7 points for healing dualistic mind, each day to integrate the practice into our lives. Today is day 37, and we are in the midst of point 6, healing promises. Maxim 37 reads, "Do not debase goodness with harm." That can sound a little odd. And here, too, the everyday English rendering is more of a gloss on the original Tibetan, not bringing down what is godly to demonic status. So what does that mean? It's saying there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of goodness that starts to happen as we engage with the maxims. We're at day 37, so some of you may have been doing this very regularly on a day-to-day basis, and you probably are already seeing some impact in just over a month. The difficulty is that we have such a strong tendency centered on self-importance that we can take all this goodness, this godliness, so to speak, and debase it, bring it down low, harm it by becoming arrogant and not enjoying that humility and vulnerability for what it is. These are not qualities that dualistic mind prizes. As a matter of fact, it runs like the Dickens in the opposite direction, trying to find the exact opposite of humility, vulnerability, and the like, which is what this maxim is about. It's saying, rise up. Don't let those habits drag you down. Don't debase all the goodness you are feeling, being, and cultivating in your mind with the harm of dualistic thinking and self-importance.
It's so hard to be on the path of growth because I always feel like I kind of have some sense of where I'm heading. I don't always completely know what that endpoint looks like, but I'm always so aware of the distance I am from that at the same time that I can see that I've come a ways on the journey. So I'm hearing you say that we need to somehow be in that place of growth and embrace the growth that we're experiencing without kind of undercutting it with a sense of self-importance about how far we've come or even about being on the path itself. Is that right?
Oh, you've just brought up so many juicy topics there. So let's start with that sense of how far we've come and how far we have to go, which we talked about a while back, that imagery of driving and using both the rear view mirror and the windshield. The windshield gives you the sense of the road ahead, which is wonderful, but it can be overwhelming if it's still rather long. The rear view mirror balances that out by showing us that we've come a long way. Whereas if we went the other way around and only look in the rear view mirror and see how far we've come, we get prideful and forget about what's ahead of us. That's one good way to place ourselves along a momentum. There is not a fixed place where we are in a fixed amount of distance ahead of us and a fixed amount of distance behind us. As a matter of fact, there's no growing happening here.
Oh, right. It's our Buddha nature, right? Thank you for reminding me again.
I like to think of the spiritual journey as dropping the veils that are obscuring the pristine, naked, gorgeous beauty of Buddha nature than having to grow or go or be something that we aren't already. It's about healing the habit of covering ourselves up, transforming that habit into one of receiving experience, and then transcending the habit altogether. shining beautifully, manifesting Buddha nature in all its glory.
Seems like even in that way of thinking, there are ways of being like, haha, I already have Buddha nature. That there are ways of inflating oneself based on that, and also ways of undercutting it by not remembering that, which apparently I am absolutely susceptible to on a very consistent basis and need to keep being reminded. But I think that this sort of allows for that.
This is exactly what this maxim is about. Even as we shift towards healing, transforming, and transcending, that habit of dualistic thinking, that ingrained self importance is still there. It's kind of like those zombie movies where that zombie's constantly coming up and trying to find us. The maxim is saying, don't let the zombies get you down.
I can't imagine why you didn't come up with that translation initially. But that's beautiful. I'll try to remember that. Don't let the zombies get you down.
The point is, don't get so full of yourself. Yes, your nature is Buddha. How much of that are you manifesting, buddy? And also, don't get so down on yourself. Your nature is Buddha. Living your life in a way that expresses that aligns with that, and watching all those veils fall away.
Yes, that feels better. This has been Yeshe and Tanya on day 37 of PRAJNA SPARKS special series, 59 Days of Healing. Tune in daily for more maxims from the Tibetan Lojong text, 7 Points for Healing Dualistic Mind. Check the episode notes for more resources, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at PRAJNA SPARKS, and email us, sparks@prajnafire.com with any questions. May all beings benefit.